The fall and rise of Johnny Depp, what we can learn. At the peak of his fame, Johnny Depp was earning up to $55 million, 0 cents, per film. Yet within a few years, he'd gone from Hollywood royalty to media exile, publicly humiliated, dropped by major studios, and vilified in headlines around the world. Then came one of the most public trials in entertainment history, watched by over 3.5 million people alive on YouTube alone. The twists, the backlash, the memes, it became more than courtroom drama. It was a cultural moment. But behind all that spectacle lies a deeply human story of fame, fall, and resilience. Let's break it all down and uncover what we can actually learn from it. Hollywood's Golden Rebel. Johnny Depp wasn't your typical leading man. From Edward Scissorhands to Jack Sparrow, he carved out a lane no one else could occupy. He built a career on roles that defied convention, earning acclaim for playing the misfit, the oddball, the outcast. That kind of originality made him a cultural icon, a global box office draw, and a symbol of artistic rebellion. But with that spotlight came a reputation for eccentricity. Often celebrated, sometimes criticized. His personal life became tabloid fuel, but for years, the talent overshadowed the chaos, until suddenly, it didn't. And when you're known for being unpredictable, people are quicker to believe the worst. Fame is a fickle friend, and in Hollywood, the line between brilliant and broken is razor thin. The allegations and fallout. Everything changed in 2016 when Depp's ex-wife Amber Heard accused him of domestic abuse. The accusations exploded across media platforms, triggering a tidal wave of opinion, outrage, and cancellation. He lost major roles, most notably in Fantastic Beasts, and was essentially blacklisted overnight. Headlines condemned him before courts had spoken. It was the Me Too era, and public perception moved fast, often without pause for nuance or evidence. Whether or not people believed him became less important than the fact that so many didn't. The risk? A man's decades-long career reduced to a headline, a hashtag, a soundbite. It exposed just how quickly the court of public opinion can hand out life sentences. Without cross-examination, trial by internet. By the time the defamation trial hit headlines in 2022, it wasn't just about Johnny and Amber anymore. It was about credibility, justice, and media accountability. The trial was live-streamed, memed, debated, and dissected in real time. Suddenly, everyone was a legal analyst. Millions tuned in. Not because they had legal stakes, but because they were emotionally invested. Became a kind of digital coliseum, and Depp, whether you agreed with him or not, became a symbol for those who felt falsely accused, misrepresented, or silenced. The irony? While the trial sought truth, it also became one of the most distorted narratives of the decade, shaped as much by TikTok edits as legal facts. When truth and virality collide, who really wins? Rebuilding a reputation. Winning the defamation trial didn't erase the damage, but it did mark a turning point. Depp began to reappear in public life, more subdued, less flamboyant, but undeniably still magnetic. From surprise appearances at festivals to signing new film deals, it was clear the industry was ready to take him back. But the rebuild wasn't just about roles, it was about repairing public trust. That's a slow, uncertain process, especially in a culture where comebacks are both craved and criticized. It's easy to root for the underdog, harder to accept someone we once canceled. But Depp's rise again showed that with time, strategy, and maybe a bit of silence, reputations can recover. Just don't expect a studio to announce that on a billboard. Art versus artist. One of the most complex debates his story reignited is the question of separating art from artist. Can we still love Pirates of the Caribbean knowing what we know, or think we know, about the man behind Jack Sparrow? It's a conversation that doesn't have easy answers. For some, personal behavior invalidates professional achievements. For others, the work exists independently of the creator. Depp's saga forced fans, critics, and casual viewers alike to re-examine where they draw the line. And let's face it, we've all got our contradictions. How many of us watch a film or listen to a song without Googling the artist's past? Sometimes ignorance feels like bliss. But this cultural tension isn't going away, and Depp's career became the case study. Everyone had an opinion. The power of narrative control. Perhaps the most instructive part of Depp's comeback is how he reclaimed his own story. Instead of fiery interviews or combative press tours, he let the courtroom do the talking, and later carefully selected where and how he reappeared. From curated interviews to collaborations with Dior, everything was strategic. It's a modern PR masterclass. Silence can speak louder than outrage. And sometimes your best move is not playing defense. In a digital age where narratives spiral out of control quickly, learning when to hold back is a superpower. For creators, public figures, or anyone with a platform, it's a reminder that controlling your image starts with controlling your message. Cancel culture and second chances. Cancel culture? Some say it's accountability, others say it's a digital firing squad. Depp's story didn't just raise eyebrows, it reignited the debate on whether people can change and if the public is willing to let them. His trial gave voice to a demographic that often felt silenced in the cultural conversation, men who claim to be victims. For better or worse, it shifted the dialogue, but it also posed a tough question. Does proving you're not guilty make you a hero, or just not a villain? Society loves a redemption arc, but only if we believe it's deserved. Depp's rise was a test of that threshold. His fans never left, but the industry had to decide if it was safe to welcome him back. The public's role in celebrity justice. Let's be honest, how much of what we believe is based on what we've seen, and how much is shaped by what we've felt? In an age where virality often outweighs facts, the Depp Heard trial taught us how dangerous and powerful our collective attention can be. Memes, reaction videos, and social commentary weren't just commentary, they influenced public sentiment. When millions of people tune into a live-streamed trial, the line between audience and jury blurred. The lesson? With great viewership comes great responsibility. We need to pause, think, and maybe read a transcript before forming our hot take. Because trial by TikTok might be entertaining, but it's rarely fair. Resilience in the face of humiliation. Very few could have come back from what Johnny Depp went through professionally, personally, and psychologically. He faced ridicule, public mockery, and professional exile, and yet he didn't disappear. That alone is worth examining. His return was less about triumph and more about endurance. It wasn't loud, it was persistent. For anyone who's ever faced public failure, rejection, or doubt, his story is a reminder that your worst moment doesn't have to be your final chapter. You can rebuild quietly, slowly, and on your own terms. That might not be as flashy as a blockbuster premiere, but it's the kind of resilience that lasts. A changed landscape. The entertainment industry is evolving. The way we consume stories, judge people, and engage with public figures has permanently shifted. Johnny Depp's journey highlighted how unstable that relationship really is. He was a casualty, then a survivor, now something in between. But his story reflects something bigger. We're in a new era where reputation can be destroyed in hours and restored in months. If you're lucky. The system isn't fair, but it's real. And if you're navigating any kind of public life, online, on stage, or on social media, you're playing by these new rules, whether you like it or not. So if this video gave you a new perspective, drop a like, and if you want more in-depth breakdowns of the stories shaping our culture, make sure to subscribe. We've got more coming that dives into the rise, fall, and future of some of the biggest names in entertainment. Got thoughts on Depp's comeback or cancel culture in general? Let us know in the comments. Your voice matters. See you in the next one.